is if Washington starts debating whether to eliminate all tax breaks, it won't be tethered to a flat
this
tax.
debate is very healthy. If Rich was able to convince Japan in one segment, this is a healthy debate. We're going to leave it at that, gang. Dennis, you're going to have more chance to chime in coming up. Listen. Social Security. It's one big national game. Social Security altogether. It's going to be President Obama in Asia right now. There's a message there from someone here saying, stop talking before you have China take us over. Unprecedented and live on Sirius XM. Springsteen since 9 answering questions simply by fans, and you can call in yours too. 877-7-0-36. This is really big and exclusive for you. Thank you for the call on the eve of the really
possibilities were. The Golf Academy of America opened my eyes to all these different avenues that the industry had, because golf is not only a sport, it's also a very large industry.
Let the Golf Academy of America show you how you can live your dream. Campuses in San Diego, Phoenix, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach. Visit www.golfacademy.edu or call 800.
Whatever their rating, whatever their function.
That is quite a statement. Among those listening was Etumba's deputy, General Gabriel Amisi Kumba, the Congolese Army's chief of staff.
Amisi Kumba, General Amisi Kumba.
Of an armed group
yes,
that was backed by Congo's neighbor, Rwanda, in the late 90s and early 2000s. He would then go by his nickname, Dango Fall. General Amisi has been accused by local and international human rights groups of direct involvement in various killings of civilians, including the massacre of more than 100 people in the eastern town of Kisangani back in 2002. He still enjoys his own guard of about 150 men, and alongside his military position, the general is also a successful businessman.
I am successful businessman. I sell to you or I kill you. You pay toll or I kill you. I am successful businessman.
Which equals his second wife. He's also into cargo shipping and mining. And it's General Amisi's mining interests I've been investigating, especially gold, which can easily be transported by small planes taking off from the single tarmac road which sits deep in the bush. From here, the planes fly the gold and minerals out.
Well, I'll tell you what, give the good general a seat on the Security Council.
That hasn't been industrialized, which makes it easier for military to control it. Ever since the death of Colonel Rulers left in 1960, the ownership of Mate gold mine has been disputed by a series of mining companies. Within the last 12 months, a mining company called Geminaco asked General Amisi for direct assistance in order to take control of the gold mine. I have obtained a copy of a letter sent by the general in February to the regional army commander in North Kivu. In this letter, Amisi tells the officer to evict a rival company, Sokaganin, to replace it with Geminaco. The letter reads,
I order you to proceed to the eviction of the administration in place and all military involved in mining activities, and to reinstate Geminaco in its initial positions. Signed, the Chief of Staff of Ground Forces, General Major Gabriel Amisi Kumba.
But should the general...
Amisi Kumba has spoken!
A question to the head of the government's mining division in North Kivu, Emmanuel Dimbanzi.
Omate is located in the area covered by research permit from the Minister of Mines. Sokagrimin and Geminaco are fighting to get that area, but General Amisi got some information from one side.
Is it the usual procedure that such a top commander actually orders to put a company in place in the mining site?
No, it is not for him to decide that. I don't know what are the reasons for him to do that. I don't know, I can't understand.
Mr. Dimopante confirmed that
The reasons are very simple. General Alisi says so. He has a suitcase full of cash. US dollars. Yes. Evict. Evict. They have given me my money.
meeting out with someone who knows this legal system very well because he's been involved in it. So he's key to understanding the whole thing. But we're going to a safe place to make sure that we can talk without attracting attention. So we're getting a bit further away from crowded places.
Asia, the head of Dominico in Congo, Freddie Manini, is a friend of General Amisi. Tango 4, as they know him. They know each other from province when they were a friend, and they struck a deal together to exploit the Amati gold mines, which would give Amisi 25% of the monthly production of raw gold.
So the head of Dominico goes to Amisi in Kinshasa. What does he ask him?
Details that there is another company operating at a Amati mine, and it is becoming an inconvenience. So the head of Dominico asks General Amisi to force them off the site in return for a good reward.
And so what was the agreement?
He promised to give him 25% of the proceeds, to be exact. But the director of Dominico at Amati site, Mr. Shabani, raised concerns about the deal. So there was confusion over how General Amisi would collect his share.
We'll hear more about Mr. Shabani later. The deal was confirmed to me by a provincial government source who wouldn't go on the record. In fact, I know the deal is common knowledge in the area, even if almost everybody is so scared that they can only speak anonymously.
The Amati mine is under the control of the Congolese army.
This soldier was deployed until very recently at the Omate mine. After being removed from the Omate mine, Sokagemi tried to cut its own deal with General Amisi to get back in his good books and be able to mine again. But the source told me that General Amisi turned down the deal and stayed with the Cheminaco instead. In September, the Congolese President Joseph Kabila took action, surprising his own government by ordering a ban on mineral production to root out what he called mafia groups who control the trade. So the gold mining stock at Amati was set out the paved road which cuts through the densely forested hills. About 30 kilometers from Walikale, the small town of Rumi hosts traders who are weighing sacks of cassiterite and other minerals. But with the ban on mineral trade now enforced, shops are closed and traders can only wait for the ban to be lifted. But a number of residents and traders there who were too frightened to be recorded told me that the gold smuggling continues. Unlike cassiterite, the dark tin ore, gold can be easily traded and transported. In Muri, the trading posts are closed and the price list no longer on show. Yet, one of the shopkeepers in the main street selling matches, soap and silent tins still had a set of scales on display. He told me how the trade had worked before the ban. So what's this?
This is a scale. Before the mineral trade was banned, we would weigh gold on it. People who extract it would come to us and we would buy them.
The deal from which mine it is actually coming from?
There are many gold mines, but there is only one mine that provides a lot of gold. It's called Omate mine.
What's the price of the gold?
It's $450 for 10 grams, and we get a $20 commission and sell it for $470 in town.
Once you've bought the gold here, where is it going afterwards?
We the airstrip in Colombo and then flown to Bukavu.
I wanted to ask this boat buyer more questions, but I discovered that the guy standing behind me was actually an officer from the Congolese intelligence agency, Kayenan, so I had to stop recording. This happens a lot while reporting in the Congo, especially in mining areas. I wanted to go to the gold mine of Mata myself, but I quickly realized that it wouldn't be possible because of the heavy deployments of soldiers there. The Congolese friend, who had already gone several times in the past, worked there again less than 3 weeks ago, and he told me that he saw the mining taking place despite the ban. He was able to bring back a few sounds of the approaching the mine. And what my friend found was confirmed by this gold digger who I met in Movie. So could you tell us if you're still working at the mine despite the ban right now?
Yes, I go to the mine regularly to dig the gold. The soldiers are there too. They work there. This is how the gold gets out of the Mate mine.
Are you saying that the military themselves are involved in digging?
No, they use diggers. These are local people. We call them combatants or owls. And they basically dig for the soldiers. But the soldiers come into the pit to check on the diggers to see what they find.
When you see that, do you feel threatened?
Yes, if someone provokes them by asking a question, they beat him. This is how it goes. They can beat us, they beat us with their hands. That's it.
I've covered the back of the hook now where a soldier is waiting for me. I can tell he's waiting to talk to me. He's just come out of the Ormante gold mine in the jungle. So how long have you spent at the Ormante mine?
Ça fait deux mois et demi.
I've spent 2 months and 2 weeks there. So what was the situation there?
At a Mata mine, there's a company there called Dominico, which exploits the mines and the precious stones and minerals. And there are also soldiers mining there who were sent by our Chief of Staff, General Amisi. They have a reserved space to do it there, and the gold goes to the brigade commander in charge of the units, who are actually meant to be hunting down rebels, and some of the gold goes to General Amisi in Kinshasa. We haven't found any rebels at Amati mine. Rebels are a few kilometers further beyond the river, so we should have gone over there to hunt them down. But instead, we just stayed at the mine. It shows that our commanders would rather work for a few precious stones. It's very serious.
When the company started to avoid him, Domenico basically scammed the general and reneged on their deal.
How is the relationship now between the head of Jeminaco and General Amisi?
They're bitter enemies. You can imagine what the general must have felt when he realized that he'd been betrayed and left out of the company, despite their agreement, and betrayed by his own friend. He could have used soldiers to beat up his man to finish him. But I think he had second thoughts and realized what this might do to his reputation, so he preferred to stay quiet.
The Jeminaco representative at Ormante mine, Shabani Mahala Taibu, has been arrested. He's been taken to the military camp here in Walikale before he was transferred to the local police. So I asked the police chief if I could have access